Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink in Seekonk, Massachusetts. Welcome to my Stamp and Sip Live, where the weekend starts early. I don't always stamp on a Friday night, but when I do, I'm stamping and sipping with you. So tonight, let's take a sip of whatever we brought. Tonight, I'm just drinking water because I haven't felt super good for the last 2 days. I've had a 2-day headache and it kind of drains you. So tonight, just water. And hopefully we're going to keep it simple with our little flip-flap card that I am going to do tonight. So let us go down here and go over here. Bring this camera down. Now I can't see what I'm doing. What's happening? There we go. Oh, I think I was stuck there for a second. There we go. All right, so this is the little flip-flap card that I have done. And essentially, it's just a little fun fold with a flap over the front. You've probably made one of these with like a little cardstock flap on the front. And this is essentially the same thing, except we're using a little flip-flap. So this one, because I used a flip-flap, I could make it a shaker card. There's some little shaker pieces in there. And it's a birthday card. It says make a wish. And your little flap opens and the inside says happy birthday. So that's one that I did. And then I made another one that's a baby card. Hi, Sharon. This one is the baby card. This one's got some little shakety shakes in there as well, some little sequins. So the little flap opens, and again, this will open, and that's your card. So it's not hard to put together, but what exactly is a flip flap? So let me explain. Stampin' Up! Has these little pouches that are called flip flaps. They come in a multiple sizes. These that I'm using tonight are 3x4. So the 3x4 pack, you get 12 of them in here. You get 6 that are portrait, and then 6 that, well, they're both portrait, aren't they? Well, I guess if you use it this way. So, yeah. So they could be portrait or landscape, depending on how you want it. So if you want it to be like this way, you could stick this at the top. Or if you want it to be this way, you could stick it at the side. Okay, we're going to do one of each tonight. And honestly, I haven't practiced this one, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, all right, so that's what you get in there. So you get 6 of each orientation in those flip-flops. And the flip-flops come in multiple sizes. These are the, as I said, the 3x4s. They also come in 3x3, 4x4, and 4x6 size. So you can use them for multiple different projects. And I am planning, hi Kathy, I am planning to buy some more in some different sizes and do some different projects with them. This is my first time using them on a card. All right, so tonight we're going to use these with the Perfectly Pears set, and we're going to make a couple cards with this Perfectly Pears. So this is the stamp set, and it also has some coordinating dies called Perfectly Pears dies. You get the little dies that cut out your pears, get this nice little branch, some dies that cut out your leaf. These are some flowers. This really interesting little accent piece, some other little flowers, and then you get 2 little sentiment labels as well. So it's 10 dies in all, and this is a photopolymer set. Okay, because it's a two-step stamp, so you can color in your pears with a stamp and also your leaves. Okay, so this obviously comes as a bundle, and I think it's $42 for the bundle. But you can also buy the suite, which comes with this amazing paper. So you can buy the DSP separately. I absolutely love this designer series paper. And actually, this is one of my favorites. Everybody hates this with the darling duckling background, but I think it's gorgeous. So this paper features actually two of the new ink colors, the Darling Duckling and the Secret Sea. And then it's also got Petal Pink, Old Olive, Mossy Meadow, and I think some basic beige and some pecan pie thrown in there. So that's one piece. Then this one with some more pears and leaves. This one, I love this page as well with the Secret Sea background. And then this one, you could fussy cut these pears out if you wanted to. And then this one that you can then just cut up and make into, these are beautiful card fronts. You can get like 6, well, probably more, probably 9 out of this one piece of paper if you cut it strategically. And then this one with the petal pink background, which is really pretty. All right, so the other sides, the B sides, there's a Secret Sea with like I think it's Old Olive plaid on there. That's beautiful. There's this one with just a little floral print. This one that's Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. I love that they make their B-sides just real plain so that you can use them for any occasion. This is Darling Duckling with Petal Pink. That I think is amazing combination. Another Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. And then the last one is Petal Pink, I believe. So really pretty paper. All right, so let's set that aside and let's look at the cards that we're going to do. All right, so this first one, I've already cut all my pieces and stamped and cut because I needed this to be a little bit quick tonight. One, I'm not feeling that great, and 2, I've got a workshop tomorrow, and I have a lot of organizing to do this afternoon. Okay, so these are my pieces. I'm going to need a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Hi, Julie. And then I've got a piece for inside that's 5 1/4 by 4 in just the basic white. Then I've got a nope, that's not right. I was going to say 5 1/4 by 4, but it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 is Petal Pink Matte. And then this one should be for 3 7/8. I don't know what I did. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I don't know what I was doing last night. Anyway. And then this little piece for my flip flap is 3 by 4. The mat is going to be 3 by 4, so it'll just fit in there. And then my little DSP is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 to fit on there. And then I've just got a little scrap that I'm using, and I've stamped my sentiment, and I've also stamped my little pear. Okay. All right. So let's see how we put this together. So first I'm going to glue my my Petal Pink with my DSP. Just for the card front. Oh, this is a new bottle of glue, and it wanted to come out really fast. Well, it's kind of fun. Lots of glue there. All right, so we're going to just mat that up. I think I have weird measurements on this one because I decided that I needed the borders on this mat to look the same as this one. So I kind of worked in reversed last night. All right, then I'm going to mount that onto my card front. Hi, Maria. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is going to be my card front. All right, and now my little flip-flop. So we're going to mount this on the cardstock first. Did I call it a flip-flop? Still on vacation. Flip-flap. Okay, and then we're going to put that into our little flip-flap. So this has got a little pocket, and when we put this into our card, we're going to want the sticky side, which is here. We want this side to go back and stick into the card. So we want to make sure that our paper is facing front. Okay. And this one, I'm going to show you, we're going to put some shaker stuff in there. So I've got these iridescent shaker circles. These are old, I think. But these have got a little bit of blue and purple. I don't know about those. And then we've got the loose silver sequins, which is what I used in the baby card. Oh, I can't get it open. So we've also got these. That might be pretty too. I don't know. I kind of like the colors. So these are the colors. They're kind of shimmery. And then these are the sequins. Let's go with the colors. All right. So what I'm going to do. No, wrong lid. What I'm going to do is just open up my flip flap. Well, actually, no, let me put my tape on first. So you're going to have to seal this up. Once you get your little pieces in there, you're going to need this to seal so that they won't fall out. So we're going to need, this is 4 inches. We're going to need a 4-inch piece of tear and tape. Just measure that. On my grid paper, and we're going to cut that. This is the trickiest part of the whole thing. So what you're going to want to do, you have to work inside your flap, and you're going to have to get your tear and tape. Actually, you know what? It would probably be just as easy to take this out. I haven't thought of this. One moment. Let's try it. Let's try that. So we're going to put this on our card stock. And this way I could actually get it straight. And then we can cut off this little tail. Why didn't I think of this the other night? All right, then put this back in. All right, now we're going to get our little shaker pieces, and we're going to put some shaker pieces inside. Put the lid on before I make a giant mess. All right, and then we're going to just rip off our the paper backing from the tear and tape. I'm working with my right hand. I don't know why I try to do that. I'm not right-handed. There we go. And then we're going to stick this down. just like that. And that way your little shaker pieces should stay inside. Okay, so then we're going to attach this to our card. We're going to take this backing paper off. And now this is sticky. For a moment, I had a brain fart. 1 second. Make this go back so your sticky part is on the back. Line this up with the edge of your card. And just stick that down. Okay, so now you have your flap. Okay, so obviously you've got this piece that you can see inside, which is why you're going to need this inside piece to mask that, and also because we have such a dark card base. So you'll put your basic white. If you want to stamp on this, you'll do it before you glue it in. Okay, so there's our little flip flap, and then all we have to do is decorate. So I was going to do this little backing piece here. That might be too fat. Let's see. Oh no, maybe not. I do want to be able to see it. And then I wanted to put my pear on here. Okay, I think that'll be cute. So we're just going to, now I do not use liquid glue to adhere to this. So what I'm going to do is use some more tear and tape. Using liquid glue on this plastic is going to just make a giant mess. So we'll use some tear and tape. I can never tear. Why can I never tear the tear and tape? Does anybody else have this problem? Okay. I'm not that much of a weakling. I should be able to tear the tear and tape. Okay. Let's get that back on here. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my pear. Get some tear and tape on him. You don't need a lot. The tear and tape is very sticky. You could also use dimensionals. We might do that with our sentiment here. And just a little piece on my leaves. Oh, okay, there we go. There's my little leaves. Okay, so then my sentiment, I think I do want to pop that up to go on top of my pear. So we need some dimensionals for that. There we go. Yeah, I love this paper and I love this set. It reminds me of the citrus blooms. It's just as pretty and just real classy, I think, like the citrus blooms. Okay, so there we go. So there's my flip flap, and this one's a shaker card. You can hear the little shakers going in there. And then, okay, so let's try and do the one. This one I'm not going to make a shaker. We're going to just do it regular. Let's try the one going this way. Okay, so we're going to use a basic white thick cardstock base. That's 5.5 by 8.5, again scored at 4 1/4. And then my DSP this time is 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm using that Darling Duckling one. Love this color. They were just spot on with the in colors this year. I think they're all amazing. Okay, so then we're going to make our little flap. This time I'm using a little tiny piece of that paper that had the design going around the border. And then the other side is that pretty and pink one. All right, so this one, we're going to want our gluey side to fold over this way. So we're going to want our designer series paper to go in here. And I don't really see a reason to put tear and tape on this one, because this is going to be in your card this way. I don't think it's going to fall out. So we're going to just leave it like that. Real simple. Turn this upside down. We're going to put this into the card. So we'll take the backing paper off, flap that over, turn it upside down. We're going to line it up with this edge of your card and the inside of your card. And the closer you can get to the edge, the better. And then on this one, I'm also going to use this basic white piece to cover this part up. Okay, so no matter what kind of card base or what color card base you're using, you are going to need something to cover up that plastic on the inside. So this is a 5 1/4 by 4 piece. That'll just cover that up, make it look a little more attractive. And there's our flip flap going this way. Oh, I could have centered that a little better, but that's all right. All right, so this is that really cool die. Makes this really fun little shape here. So I'm going to use this on the front of my card. And I was going to do a good friend is a gift, but I'm not going to put another pair on here. I'm going to leave this a little bit more simple. So now the key here is, how am I going to get the tear and tape on the back here without it showing? So what we'll do is we'll stick our sentiment down first. So I'm going to put a little piece of tear and tape on the sentiment. And then put that on here. And then I would put this on here. I think we should use a little bit of ribbon. Let's see. So this is that beautiful ribbon that comes with the suite. I don't know if you can see how shiny it is. It's gorgeous. All right, so maybe we put a cute little piece of ribbon here. Make it a little fancier. Although it's already pretty fancy. Let's see. I think I need a glue dot. So we will get a glue dot. And I'm going to put the glue dot underneath here. And then make my little ribbon. Oh, it's shiny on both sides. Okay. And then maybe I need another piece of tear and tape on top of that. Can find the end. Or you could do a dimensional. Ooh. Almost not happening. There we go. And we'll put that right on top there. And in this case, actually in both cases, we could use some, I don't know why this one doesn't, I think that I got this crooked. Oh no, see, it wants to lay down there. It just doesn't want to lay down there. It's being stubborn. But by the time he gets smushed in the envelope, I think he'll lay down. Okay. All right, so let's get some dimensionals. These are not dimensionals, bling, some embellishments. These are the embellishments that go with this suite. They're called low profile sparkle dots. Sparkle dots is an understatement. They're very shiny. And they come in the Darling Duckling, Mossy Meadow, and Secret Sea. So, boy, that's a hard choice on these cards. So let's see. Maybe we'll do some Darling Duckling on this one. Do I have 3 sizes? Oh, I have 3 sizes. Love that. Oh, I hadn't thought this through. There we go. I don't know. Should I put it on here? I'll put it on that leaf so we can see it. There we go. Very shiny card. And then this one, maybe we'll use some Mossy Meadow. I think I want some up here. And then maybe over here. There. Yeah, I think I like them better on the flap. Oh, well. All right, so that's it for me tonight. Those are my 2 flip flap cards. And if you haven't tried a flip flap yet, I think that you should. They're not just for scrapbook pages. You can use them on cards as well. So here are the 2 I made tonight. And then here's the little baby card. For those of you that didn't see it, it's just got some shakers in there. And then it's just plain inside. And then the Make-A-Wish birthday card with the shaky shakes. And then it's got happy birthday inside. All right. So that's it for me tonight, guys. I will put these up on my page and you can tell me which one's your favorite. Okay. All right. So that's it. Let's get back out of here. Okay. All right. And for those of you that I am seeing tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to what we're going to be making. We're doing a 12 by 12 layout that we're going to put in a frame. Hopefully everyone's getting a frame anyway, whether they decide to put it in there or not. It's up to them. But we're going to do a 12 by 12 like a scrapbook layout that you could frame or put into a scrapbook. Okay, so I will see you guys tomorrow, those that are coming. And the rest of you, I will see you next week for my, next week actually. Wednesday is Stamp and Flip. So that's my One Sheet Wonder workshop. That will be next Wednesday. And then next Friday will be another Stamp and Sip. Okay, so you guys all take care. Have a great weekend. Hopefully the weather will cooperate with us. And I'll see you next week. Thanks. Stay crafty, my friends. I almost forgot. I went on vacation and I forgot forgot everything.